Aurora, Colorado, 12 dead and 70 injured by a man with guns who was declared mentally ill. Trayvon Martin, killed by a man that should not have had a gun. Sandy Hook Elementary School, 26 dead, 20 of them were children, all killed by a young man with an unstable mind. Regardless of the position you may stand on, Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative, for or against firearms, we are all left hurt and angered. When we see a problem, we aim to find a fast solution, something to change, something to control, something to blame, such as a semi-automatic rifle and a 30-round magazine. But these problems have roots that are deeper than what meets the eye, because the true problem is violence, murder, and insanity. You see, these are the things that no one wants to talk about. So what becomes worse than the violence is the silence. These are the things that are a part of human nature and always have been. But to root out firearms means rooting out one of the most effective ways of defending yourself. The very definition of a predator is one that preys, destroys, or devours others. If you saw a lion chasing after a zebra, and the zebra defends himself, you would deny the right for the zebra to defend itself. How much more Amanda Collins, who was raped while walking to her car after class and couldn't defend herself with her 9mm Glock, along with her concealed carry permit, because the law states that where she was a gun-free zone. Months later, that same man murdered a 19-year-old woman named Breonna Dennison. And I quote Amanda Collins herself, "Had I been carrying that night, 2 other rapes would have been prevented, and a young life would have been saved." Point number 1. It's not gun violence. It's violence that's the problem. Firearms and violence are 2 different things that too often get intertwined as one. People make their extreme opinions about firearms, yet they have never held one. They have never learned to discipline the right way, the true way. They are not a part of the gun culture, and they do not respect it. How can you talk about something and not even know the facts about it? How do you judge without knowing the case first? You don't. And if you do, then you fall into a category of those who are ignorant. These extreme gun laws are turning law-abiding citizens into criminals. We are Americans. We are smarter than to only rely on assumptions. We are powerful because we stand for justice and equality. We are strong because we persevere regardless of the circumstances faced, regardless of what tries to separate us. America's greatest attribute, freedom, was attained by the grace of God and that which He equipped us with. We as a people are equipped with the shield of faith to always stay true, with the helmet of salvation to fight for the free, and with the sword of the Spirit to endure the battle. Evil has changed the reasons for war, but good has changed the way that we fight. Defense alone is not key to victory. The purpose of fighting is to win. The sword will always be more important than the shield. Point number 2. Let's break down the facts. According to Bill Whittle and data obtained by the FBI in 2011, the total murders committed by rifles were 320. That's only 3% of murders committed. Hammers used as a weapon to kill was half that number, half as many as rifles. The human hands alone murdered more than 5 times. Knives alone killed more than 10 times. More than any amount of Americans that were killed by rifles combined. Preventive medical errors killed about 98,000 per year. Medical malpractice kills more than 12 times as much people. That number extremely exceeds the number of those killed by rifles. Yet no one talks about hammer control. No one talks about knife control or about doctors killing more people than guns do. So don't just be against it, learn about it. Now that you understand the true issues at hand, I encourage you to choose education over elimination. If you learn more about something, then you grow to understand it. When you obtain that knowledge, you then learn a new perspective. I absolutely agree that we cannot have another Sandy Hook occur. But this is not the way. We as a people have always endured through the toughest of crimes, the toughest of disasters, and the toughest of circumstances. We made it through a revolution. We made it through slavery. We made it through 9/11. We made it through the deficit. Now, if we made it through that, what makes you think we can't make it through this? We must come to a compromise, because this great nation cannot be divided again. Our forefathers and fallen soldiers gave the ultimate sacrifice, not so that we can find another thing to fight about, but so that we can lay aside all the weights of that which holds us back from becoming all that we can be. Thank you.